It says 150. And we're open. Stock is open for trade. SpaceX at $150 a trade here at the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol SPCX. This is an IPO that raised $75 billion. Again, the price that it priced at was $135. It's open for trade at $150.
There it is. There's the moment. Got it on up 11%. Let's listen in.
We are officially open. $150 on Nasdaq.
A lot of energy in the room. You can tell that there is applause, excitement, hugs, smiles. I mean, there are a lot of employees who started here day one in 2002, and so they've been waiting for this moment. I spoke to two engineers here who said their compensation package was 100% equity. They didn't even have any salary. So for them, this is the moment. They actually get to make it big and also think about what's next for them. I asked that one of the IT engineers who is going to be making over $10 million whether he plans to retire. He said no. He has so much pride that has been attached to SpaceX and its story. He's going to ride this one out.
Yeah, so SpaceX could be a good bet, right? It does have a lot of potential. You know, I mean, Starlink, I believe, is growing at 30% annually. You know, which that's pretty good actually, right? I believe they're projected to have over time, I believe up to 42,000 satellites in orbit, right? So I mean that's light years ahead of majority of other companies or brands in the space, right? They don't really have much competition, right? So one could say or argue that, you know, that's somewhat of a monopoly, right? If you don't have much competition, you know, in a space where you're, you know, generating, you know, a decent amount of revenue. So I mean, yeah, it does have a lot of potential, right? I believe currently they have 10 million subscribers, and that number is growing, right? Now, what a lot of investors are banking on is that, you know, over time, it grows from having, you know, 10 million subscribers to tens of millions of subscribers, right? Now, China is entering, you know, this space, right? But it'll still be a few years before China is able to make a dent in, you know, Starlink's business or, you know, their revenue, right? China is targeting markets like the Asian market as well as Africa, right? So, you know, I mean, we are still talking about billions of people here, so we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, no, I mean, the company does have a lot of potential, right? SpaceX, you know, with trying to launch, I believe they want data centers on the moon, or definitely in space. They want data centers, right? Where they would, you know, get their electricity or power from solar, right? And that'd be interesting, you know, because what I know about data centers is they need a decent amount of water to cool systems. But I mean, space is pretty cool, right? It's I don't know the exact temperature, but I know it's much cooler than Earth. So maybe they won't need as much water for the data centers in space. But yeah, also just they're getting into just space commerce in general, which I don't know how much you guys know about space commerce, but guys, it's huge, right? If you just talk about things like space tourism, now that hasn't grown much lately. Maybe many people probably can't afford a voyage to space, but I mean, the space is growing. Also, asteroid mining, right? That could become pretty lucrative because I believe asteroids possess or have more minerals, right, and precious metals than what we have here on Earth, right? Things like gold, platinum, also rare earths, right? So, I mean, it could become pretty lucrative, right? When it comes to just space commerce, and launching satellites into orbit. But is the money there currently, right now? No. Right? So, I mean, placing a bet on SpaceX right now could be considered to be speculative. I mean, placing a bet on any IPO could be considered to be speculative, right? Because you don't have any evidence of the test of time, and the market will have to correct itself, and I understand what the company is projecting its value to be, but the value of a company, I would say, isn't justified by the owners of the company, right? The market decides the value, right? The consumer base decides whether or not, if they're willing to purchase the goods or services offered by the brand, or, what they actually believe the brand to be worth, right? So, I don't know. I mean, I would be careful investing in SpaceX, because, I mean, the 1.7 trillion, or now I believe it's like over 2 trillion valuation, right? That's all, that's all investor, believes, right? That's not current revenue that's being brought in by the brand. So, guys, I'm not saying you can't make money. I can't tell you what to do with your money, right? But, be careful, because if you're not, you could definitely lose your money. All right, so, guys, good luck out there. That's my overall opinion on what I believe about SpaceX. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me. Like, share, and subscribe. And we're out.